on a spiritual path, we're not giving up pleasant sensations. I think sometimes that's what people think. It's like, oh, it's so serious, and Buddhists are all about the suffering, and it's so, you're giving up all the good things in life. Like, no, we're not giving up. We're just recognizing the pleasant feelings that you are seeking are actually always here. They're always here. You don't have to, chase and stress and be anxious to get to some, future moment, only to have, maybe 5 minutes, an hour, or 5 hours of kind of, not 5 hours, probably an hour of respite from it, just like relief, for it to just to start back up again. It's saying, no, because what you're looking for is right here. And there is, of course, some giving up of some pleasurable activities, the ones that are, definitely not skillful. There's a giving up of some pleasurable activities that do ultimately lead to pain, by the way. Because I'll give this as an example. There's a friend of mine he's giving up alcohol. And he gave up a week ago Saturday, so I want to say 9 days into it. And so we were talking the other day about it, and I was saying, well, this is great. Like, he's been drinking way too much. And I'm like, so what are your reasons for giving up? And because he wasn't really giving me any good reasons, because like, I love it. I'm like, yeah, you love it, but it's not really making you happy, because otherwise you wouldn't want to give it up. Like, I get there's a pleasurable feeling in the beginning, but it's obviously leading you somewhere that's not making you happy, and that you're not feeling like you have control. And of course, when you're lost in the drinking, all the other bad habits that follow with that. And so, where there is definitely some giving up of some things, it is giving it up for a higher state of peace and contentment, the non-grasping peace and happiness, or the peace and happiness that is always here in the non-grasping. So, kind of you're reaching for the phone, maybe to we reach for the phone like 50 times a day. In fact, studies show 50 to 150 times a day. Like, no one has that many important messages. So much of the time we have that little itch. I'm a little bit uncomfortable, and we reach for the phone looking for something to complete us in the phone. Maybe someone messaged me some praise, or invited me to something, or, maybe I'm going to get the message that says I won the lottery, right? We're kind of like looking for the phone for something, or social media. Maybe I got some likes or comments or some news, right? And it's this kind of realizing like you're reaching for it, and you're like, I'm not going to find it there, because I wouldn't keep looking if I found it. I wouldn't keep reaching for it. And it's that realizing like, oh no, it's a little bit uncomfortable. Breathe. Right, always using the breath to come back for something greater, something far greater than what your phone is going to give you. We're not trading down for peace and happiness on the spiritual path. We are trading up for this. So to recognize that, I think to remember more, what we're coming back to, while there is that initial discomfort in the beginning because of the grasping mind that's uncomfortable, and we do have to sit with that little bit of unpleasantness for a moment. We're going to have it anyway. The mind is grasping. It's just whether we're willing to come into our experience and feel it or not. And then to find the peace, that spaciousness again, and go, oh, it's here. It was always right here. It was always here. I just didn't believe it. I so believed my thoughts, what they were pointing to. But every time you come back and you go, and you do notice just that little mind movement, you're reaching for something, the mind's just, spinning around, looking for images of me, right? Different images. And, no. Breathe and come back. You are trading up, not trading down.